Okay, we are live. What is up, good people? You're watching BRUDDC Entertainment. I am joined today with a special guest from across the pond. She goes by the name of Fatastic, a TikTok influencer, a podcaster. How are you today, my dear?
I'm doing great. What's poppin', everybody?
Nothing much, nothing much. So today we're doing life stories with BRUDDC. So today's all about my special guest, which is Fatastic, yourself. Tell us a little bit about you in 30 seconds.
Okay. Well, fantastic. My real name is Tasha. I'm from Philly, born and raised. Not in
Okay.
West Philly though, in North. Well, I've lived all over. I'm like a little bit of a gypsy. 39. I'm single, no children, and I work full time as a security officer.
Okay. What made so 39? How comes no children? No children, no husband. What's going on, girl?
I don't know, dudes. They be like, yo, you the homie, you a good time, but it's like I don't know. They can't control me. I think a lot of guys are intimidated by me.
Okay.
So I mean, I pray to God every day. I'm like, God will send me the right man when He feel like I'm ready or he ready or whatever.
Okay. Let's start from the beginning. What was it like for Tasha growing up in Philly?
It was not easy, Of course, I'm a product of a booty call going wrong. To be
Okay.
honest.
Okay.
My parents was not together. They was just like hooking up and, one thing led to another. Boom, bam, I'm here. It wasn't easy. My mom raised me. So I was like 10. I'm the oldest of three.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I'm kind of the black sheep in my family, which is crazy because like I'm hella talented, funny, smart. I'm the dependable, reliable kid, but I don't feel like I get treated that way. So, I distance myself from a lot of people in my family. It was a lot of abuse, growing up in my home. I'm also a survivor of sexual abuse as a child.
Wow.
I was molested. The first time I remember, I was 8, but I believe it was going on for a longer than that. Like, probably started when I was 3. And 8 is the first time I remember, and we handled it, but it didn't stay handled. Because he ended up coming back into the home, and he did it again when I was 10, and that's when I made the conscious decision. I went to go live with my father.
Hmm.
And my father was not the best because he really wasn't in the picture like that.
Hmm.
So I was alone a lot. He moved in the sub. We moved to the suburbs. He got a house, but he worked all the time, and I was just like home alone a lot with the dog. So I'm a lone wolf. I work alone. I live alone. I'm used to being alone. I don't like it sometimes, but I do prefer it because I don't like to be around a lot of people.
Okay. Wow. I mean, you said quite a bit. Then you obviously been through some traumatic stuff that you just rolled off your tongue. So the way you just rolled that off your tongue, obviously we just met, and you've just told me some crazy experiences that no child should ever have to go through. That sounds like a not well. I would say a recovered woman, or a woman that's sort of been able to sort of move on from that path. But how have you managed to build that strength up and get to that stage?
Um,
Because I mean,
it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. Like I've had a lot of ups and downs through my life. A lot of people have screwed me over, done me dirty. And I'm just like this. I will forgive you and I'll just move on. But I don't forget. So, you're not gonna get a second chance to do me wrong.
mhm.
And it's sad because like I said, me being TikTok so called famous, over 900,000 followers, you would think I would get a lot more support with family. I really don't. I do also trying to do stand up comedy as well. I have a couple shows, and I probably have like a couple people come and support, but I feel like they should be going to the website, buying the merch, because I do have my own merch.
Okay.
And you know, checking the website out, checking the podcast, sharing my TikToks, like get it really out there. But it's almost, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I got more haters than people that love me. It's really weird.
It's honestly a tough road, this podcasting business. This is why I do it. Like, some people like, I talk to people about coming involved and get involved, and they come for a couple of days or whatever, and they think it's like an overnight success sort of thing. It's really not.
It's not.
It's a grind. People have to sort of identify you, say, yeah, okay, this guy's safe. I'm going to sit back and enjoy this guy's content. And also, as well, is another big thing. People watch your content, but they don't realize that just by liking or commenting, they watch everything you do. There's people out there that are watching everything you do. You think they're watching everything.
Oh, I know I get watched because I got haters. I got haters like tomorrow, and I believe this: haters are really your true fans. They're like, a lot of people think a hater like, oh my god, they're being mean to me, they're talking about me. Like, I get a lot of the fat stuff, like, oh, you're a whale, and like, oh, nobody wants you and all that stuff. That doesn't really phase me. Like, my username is Fatastic, and the reason why I made it Fatastic is because I want to take the hate out of that word. Like, people really hate that word, like, oh my god, you're fat. Okay, if that's all you can say to me, I must be doing something right. Because though at the end of the day, that doesn't hurt my feelings, and now it did when I was a kid because I got taunted a lot as a child, and I was that kid that would be in the corner and didn't want to be like in the front. Now, if I'm going out, I'm having a good time. If you want to judge me on the base of my weight, so fine, so be it. I mean, you're gonna look dumb, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep moving along.
So you say you're still getting a lot of like people coming into your lives and still being quite like, well, abusive in terms of calling you fat names and stuff. I know TikTok's a horrible place. There are some low life individuals that just hang around in TikTok and they just come in like, there's some good people. Don't get me wrong, there's great people. But there's these people that come into they pick you. They say, right, this woman, I'm going to decide to pick on this woman or this guy. And then they become like this, almost this horrible troll,
To be honest with you, I kind of run TikTok. Nobody messes with me really on there. Over 900,000 followers. I had an incident concurred about 2 years ago. A dude commented on one of my videos. He was a personal trainer, and he just made a comment, and he's like, "Who will want that?" That's what he said. So I do edit the video with the comment, and I was like, well, if somebody out there that wants me, like, just because I ain't sure to your liking, you don't have to be like cruel to me or whatever. So I let it slide. But one of my fans, my fans went in. He went check his background and everything. Now, mind you, this man was a personal trainer working at Planet Fitness, training women. He was a registered sex offender.
Oh shoot.
My and that it's an old video way back when, because I do edit his video because he's not even on TikTok anymore. But he found his mugshot and everything and posted it online. This man lost his business. His family was trying like can you say something like my dad? Like, hold on, your dad came and said a comment to me. Like, and I took the high road. Now, if a fan go after you, it's nothing I can do. Like, Planet Fitness got involved in it. They was like, oh, he's banned from every Planet Fitness. It was crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for a fitness instructor to try and fat shame
exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy. And people don't realize our words have power online. Your words, everything you do online, your words, it has power online. So if you are like, especially in today's climate, boy, you just make sure you're speaking positive vibes, because if you're out here putting negativity out there and then someone traces you, things like that will happen. You'll lose your job, or if you say the wrong thing about certain things. But that's really bad though.
I just feel like I don't think I'm somebody to play with, and people like to play with me a lot, but then they find out the hard way, and then they want to be like, no, I shouldn't have did that. I'm like, well, you should have kind of thought about it before you did it, because I'm really a calm person. I'm really nice. A lot of people may think I'm too goody, but I have a dark side. I'm just an open book with mine. I don't lie. Like, it's no need to lie. Like, I'm an adult. Like, there's no need to fake a persona. I don't like fake people. I can kind of smell fake people a mile away as well. So if I feel like you got bad intentions, I will exit left. Like I'm just not going to be around that.
I hear that. I hear that. Just being positive, really. I think that's the only way. But like, how have you built up this strength and this confidence? I know you said that because you seem to me like a really polished individual now. It's like if you was a comedian, I'd say you're like I'd say you're seasoned, as they say. You seem
I
like a
really not
seasoned
though.
person. No, but you do seem really solid, really strong. Like you've had stuff that in your life happen that we can't even imagine. The normal person can't even imagine, and it would kill people. And some people that go through your
Oh
situation,
yeah, I
some
know.
people that have been through that, they end up as drug addicts,
That's
alcoholics,
true.
on the corners. I mean, so there's obviously something special inside you to sort of, that's kept you going. Would you say you've got a spiritual belief at all?
I will say I do. I'm heavy on God. I go to church. I'm in the church, so I believe God always has got me out. I've had incidents where I didn't know if I was gonna wake up like the next day and stuff like that, and I cry to God. Because at one point in my time, I had felt like I had nobody. God was the person I was crying to, and I knew He had my back. And then
Hmm.
I started to see things like really turn around for me.
Hmm.
Like I lost like 80 pounds because I was like, like I've always been a big girl and I've always had issues with my weight because I have PCOS as well. So my weight fluctuates sometimes. If my money get funny, then they open up, avenues for me. Like I used to. Well, I'm not getting paid no more, but TikTok. I was getting paid with TikTok, Instagram paying me. I'm waiting for me to get to the point where YouTube start to pay me. And then I have my full time job too. So, and then I would get like these deals. People would send me stuff. They want me to review it and they would pay me to do it. And so, like, I was getting blessed, without me doing much. But I've always put, God first on anything I do. And, and if I feel like it ain't right, I'll go and talk to him if I have to figure it out.
I could just tell there was a strong spirituality inside you because, like, and this is one of the things I'll say. It's not slightly off topic, but to do with it. Sometimes when people go through tough times, like in their life, and traumatic things happen to them, and if they don't have no spirituality or anything, no religion, no faith, no
Hmm.
nothing, these are the people that tend to kill themselves. These are
That's
the
true.
people because that you think to yourself, like, you imagine at your lowest moment. Imagine if you had no one to cry to.
I
The
know.
fact, the fact, the
I've
fact,
been
the
there.
fact, the fact that you've got your spirituality, there's something so powerful that people can't even comprehend. Like the sort of manifesting, sort of like it's almost like meditation. Like what you're doing when we pray to someone and we ask for help. That's like we feel it. We feel the vibe
Yeah,
coming. You feel that warmth inside you. Anyone that says prayers knows what I'm talking about. But there's people out there that don't have any faith system. I think these are the kind of
that's
people
true.
that just, there's nothing. Damn, there's
It's
nothing.
really sad because I know what it feels like. I've been there before. As a child, from what happened to me, was traumatized. I've tried to attempt suicide a couple times through my life. And I think in 2021 was probably a time too because I had my heart broken and I was really crushed with the information I found out, and I think I wanted to kind of like in my life then too, but God really pulled me out of that, and I was like, nah, like I'm not gonna let nobody do me like that. Like, okay, I wasn't the pick, so what, so be it. I just felt like the way it went down was malicious and it didn't have to go that way. But it was, and then in fact at my age, it was my first heartbreak, so it was really like crucial.
Mm,
So it almost took me down a rabbit hole of being like, you know what, I don't want to do this no more. What's the point? But I was
yeah.
like, I got people that love me on TikTok. I do have some loyal friends that I keep close, some loyal family that will support me. So and then I got God, like, so I felt God made me strong because at that time I really felt weak. But I now when I look back at that time, I'm like, yo, what was wrong with me? I was really like about to give myself up over some boy like that's crazy. I was like, never
It,
again.
it is crazy. Some of the things, especially if you don't know, when you're younger, everything's maximized. You think sometimes, like I think back to myself when I was a kid, when I got caught stealing by my older brother, and he was like, wait till mom gets home, you know, and it would be
Mm.
stealing chocolates. And I'm thinking to myself, this is the end of the world. My mom's coming home. I'm gonna get battered, you know. And for a minute, I thought I didn't do. For a minute, I looked out that window. I thought, "Geez, I don't want to be. I don't want to be here. I think I prefer to jump out this window, you know."
Yeah.
But like that just goes to show you, like sometimes, and it's a good message out there to kids. You know, if you do anything wrong and you're worried about your parents finding out, just take the licks. Take the licks because it's never
Yeah.
gonna be
Take a
worse.
look.
There's
Yeah.
nothing worse than doing something crazy, you know, because your parents are always going to forgive you. You know, no matter what you do, your parents will always forgive you. So take your licks, and if things will always work out in the end. You know, that's always something I
But
tell my kids as well.
But yeah, but also when you gotta think about too, you do have some parents out there that want to tear their kid's spirit down. And my thing is, if you feel like you got that kind of parent, don't let them, because that's what they want to see. They want to see you tear down. And I felt that growing up. You know, my mom kind of had that. I don't know if you ever saw Precious, but she was kind of that kind of mom. You know, and I didn't I and when I watch that movie, it kind of triggers me, so I don't watch it so much. But it definitely, you know, she wasn't that bad, but I mean, a lot of that story reminds me of my story, you
Hmm.
know. And it was just crazy, like, to be that kind, like, if you, I don't know, some parents may see something in their kid they don't like, but maybe that's something about them they don't like. You know, and that's why I think when people bully people, you need to really understand, like, half the time what they saying to you, they may think about for themselves, so you can't even take it personal.
Hmm. You see what you're saying there. I mean, it's so deep and it's so painful to even, you know, really to sort of digest exactly what you just said there. You know, a parent, like, you know, people should have battles with their enemies outside the house, but
Yeah,
like
not her.
you've got people at home, family members, your mum.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what that is like, to feel like your mum's against you, your mum's being horrible, your mum's picking on you and stuff like that. Fair enough, sometimes, you know, parents are
My
hard on
siblings
us.
are too. My siblings really don't like me either. And it's
Wow.
crazy because I have two nieces and a nephew. And my oldest niece, which is my brother's daughter, she's the one who actually got me on TikTok in 2020, because I started in March of 2020. And, you know, they love me to death, my nieces and nephews, all my little cousins. Kids always flock to me. Older people like me too. I was always told by my grandma I have an old soul. But yeah, like my brother actually tried to destroy me last year on TikTok. You know, made a whole page trying to say, you know, talk about the whole situation I was in with the guy in 2021. He tried to blame me for some stuff with his daughter instead of like taking accountability of his parenting. So yeah, it was just like ridiculous. And my mom kind of backed him up on it. And I really kind of never got an apology. And the thing is, like, I just let it slide because at the end of the day, it's not the kid's fault. At the end of the day, these are adults, but I distance myself from the negativity. I'm not getting into the arguing back and forth stuff because for some reason people like to label me as crazy. You know, like, I have been diagnosed with bipolar 2, but I don't even take my meds anymore because I'm here. Because
Hmm.
really, honestly, I don't even think I'm bipolar 2. I think at that time, whoever I was messing with was throwing it my way,
Yeah.
because I
Hmm.
was definitely I never had anxiety and all that stuff before. Like, I always have suffered from depression. I have my days where I'm up and down. I can even say yesterday I cried myself to sleep. That's
Hmm.
only because, like, at sometimes I have rough patch. Like, a lot of think people think, oh, you got 900,000 followers, you on TikTok, oh, you got money. No, I got work like everybody else. I got bills to pay, just like, and I'm paying all my bills by myself. And then I gotta keep myself up looking fabulous. So, you know, all that comes from me.
Hmm. Okay. What sort of okay, you mentioned your TikToks quite a bit. I've got one or
Yes.
two of them up here. Let's pull one or two of them up. Fantastic on TikTok, people. Make sure you go and check her out. 900,000. You said I had 900,000 followers.
It was actually 914 point something, like 26 million likes though altogether.
26 million likes.
Yeah, yeah.
Bomba
And
clots. 20.
I only follow maybe 900 people. So
That is insane to have touched those people. That needs to be converted. Me and you're gonna have to talk afterwards about turning this into monetary gain over here. We'll talk afterwards about that.
hey,
We'll,
hey.
we'll talk afterwards about that. But let's have a look at some
Okay.
of their TikToks, peeps.
boy as a staff, record label, and as a motherfucking crew. And if you want to be down with Bad Boy, then fuck you too. Chino XL, fuck you too. All you motherfuckers, fuck you too.
Fuck you too, apparently.
Hurt. A bitch like me, yeah.
Okay, what was the other one?
About to start acting. I've been nice for way too fucking long, bitch.
My voiceovers are actually like the ones that hit more than anything else.
I've seen them, yeah. I've seen them, yeah. Their voiceovers do tend to do well, but yeah, it's crazy though. How many likes? Damn.
26 million. I just hit 26 million, I think, last night because now I'm obsessed with the Mortal Kombat filter.
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard. I was listening to you talk about that yesterday, actually.
I'm doing it so much. Like you probably see one of my videos. I have my katana and I had it the wrong way, and I thought I cut myself, and it just like froze at that point where I was like, and it still came out good. So.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. So what's the deal with YouTube at the minute? How's it going with YouTube?
YouTube, it's a struggle on YouTube. Like the subscribers are going up, but like people, they'll watch. It's like, they'll watch you. You see the views go up with your podcast, but the likes don't match.
Okay.
It's just that, like, you're not liking it, but you're watching it. But yeah, I know I have a lot of stalkers on there on YouTube. A lot of haters, and I know who they are. And they know I know who they are, but I don't really give a shit because at the end of the day, y'all watching me. So I must be doing something right for you to watch me.
Yeah, don't watch that. Me and you're gonna talk after this live, and I'll sort that out for you. We'll start making some bread. We'll start making some bread from YouTube. 900,000 followers. That's it. I thought it was 90,000. I didn't think it was 900,000.
No, 900. I'm waiting for that million. I don't even know what I'm gonna do when I hit a million. Like.
That is insane.
I actually just had I think Kendra Bland. She just followed me the other day. Ooh. I don't know if you probably know her, right? Yeah. She just followed me the other day. She's like, she messaged me. She's like, I seen you look familiar. I'm like, oh, I seen your video. Like, oh, were you following me now? We besties. Like, I have a lot of people, like a couple celebrities, some rappers, female rappers follow me, and I also have like some drag queens following me. I know you probably know Tookie Nutmeg Ganaj. She actually supported me and bought one of my shirts on the website. Wow. So it's it's a big thing. Like my passion really is acting. You can probably tell from me doing my voiceovers and stuff. But if the comedy role takes off, it takes off. It's just like I gotta get to open mic nights, and it's difficult because I do work overnight.
Okay, talk to me about this comedy, the stand-up comedy part. Then what's the deal there?
I mean, I did 3 shows. Now my first show didn't do so well. I kind of got a little too high and I forgot my jokes. Okay. And I did January 1st. I did one. It actually took off really well with my jokes. And like everybody it was packed, and I got mad support on it and everything like that. And it was just me putting myself out there, trying something new. I always want to try something new. Face your fears.
Definitely. And you know what? I have to commend you on that because it's something that I grew up watching Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, all those guys. And I've always wanted to do it. I've always wanted to try stand-up comedy, but like I started writing recently and stuff, and with apps and Chat GPT and stuff like that, it can really help you with a script and stuff like that. And then obviously adding your own bits to it. But it's something that I haven't built up the confidence to do yet. But if I put you on the spot now, can you give us a 1-minute set?
Oh, come on, man. You trying to put 1 minute set?
Come on, 1 minute set. You got about 1 minute in you.
I mean, like, I don't know what to say. You really put me on back because I'm not a comedian. I'm still new at it. I mean, I always have I crack jokes all the time. I'm super sarcastic. Okay. I will say that. I mean, I guess I could say I'm a security guard. I've been a security guard for 15 years. At my job they call me Big Shirley.
Okay, Big Shirley.
And I'm strict. I tell and I work at a nursing home. So when the old people, I'm like, yo, keep it walking, Miss Hattie. You too slow with the walker chair. You gotta keep it pushing.
Mm-hmm.
I just I just say dumb things that come on my mind. And if I do feel like it's funny, I write it in my notebook. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I kind of took the back burner with the comedy. I mean, like I did say, like, you know, in 2021, I did this Indian bull. First time he dating out my race. It was a different experience, but you know, I cherish it. You know, he will always be my favorite asshole. You know, for real, for real. You know, but the thing is, when you can't mess with them kind of bulls because they will put spells on you if you leave them. They will try to trap you in a bottle like a genie.
Okay.
Yeah, they would. I guess he thought he could rub the lamp. You know, well, I fucked that up. See, when I said the joke on my comedy show, like, oh, he thought he could rub my pussy 3 times, and get 3 wishes. That was what I was supposed to say. But I fucked it all up on here. But that's why you know what I meant. But
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, yeah, you can't. Yeah, I tell jokes, but I'm not a master at it. Like, it's
Okay.
definitely something, like, I've had some people have told me, like, oh, it's a guy who teach classes, you should go. And I'm like, yeah, shit costs money. Like, where the money at? Like, I'm also like big interested in modeling. Like, you know, I used to model. I used to model for, it was a plus size a group here in Philly called Smooches. I did that a couple years ago, did a couple fashion shows. I actually did a photo shoot last year. I'm still
Okay.
paying off my pictures. I can't get them until I was like, oh my God, it's been almost a year. Like, I don't
Wow.
even look the same from last year.
Wow. Wow. That's insane though. It's amazing with TikTok, you know, you'd think that 900,000 followers, that, you know, brand deals would be jumping on you. You should be living the life, innit, boy? That's the problem. Like,
I haven't got. I don't know. I don't think people don't think I'm marketable, but I really am.
no, definitely you're marketable.
I'm
Definitely.
marketable. So I can do commercials. I can do like clothing lines. Like, I'm a big fan of Torrid. Like, that's where I shop and buy my clothes from a lot. And I've actually tagged them in a lot of my stuff. You know, when I'm wearing their outfits and everything like that. And they just say, "Oh, well, try to be the brand ambassador." And I apply, and they never get back to me.
Okay.
And I love Starbucks. Starbucks, put me in a commercial. Put me on a poster with a coffee, because I will spend my last with some Starbucks. I ain't going to front on you on that.
Fair enough. So
Yeah.
so what's the security job saying then at the minute? Then you said you've been what's the worst situation you've been in at the minute then with the security? You've been 15
Oh my
years in the job. 15 years on a job.
15. Well, I've been near 12, but I used to work for Ally Barton,
Okay.
you know, before that. But yeah, I just, you know, it's a sweet job. I ain't gonna even complain. God bless. I sit at my desk. I can be on my laptop all night watching movies, TV shows. Long as, you know, it's a nursing home, so nothing really is happening. So unless the alarm go off or somebody fall in the hallway.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I did just finish school in March for phlebotomy. You know, but I haven't found a job in that field yet, because they all like, oh, you have to have experience. So, like, well, the only way I get experience is if you give me a chance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the painful things of doing any sort of qualification,
I
really.
know.
It's like, okay, you've been to university, you've done everything, you're all excited, and it's just like, yeah, you haven't got experience, or you're overqualified, you know.
Yeah, like right now, because, you know, and I like I say, I'm an open book. Like right now, because things are a little tight, I'm gonna have to leave my apartment, unfortunately, and I'm
Wow.
gonna move with family for a little bit. But that's to help my grandma, because my grandpa passed away last year,
Okay, I'm
so
sorry
it's
to hear
probably, yeah. So you know, they was married like 55 years, so it's
that.
a little hard for her. So this way I can help her out, and then also it helps me out too, because I can like pay off some debt, you know, and probably get me a new apartment. Only thing is, it's not going to be what I pay here, because Philly is expensive.
Oh wow, I can't imagine. Well, I don't really know that. I'm from the sunny I'm from the sunny sides of London. So.
Yeah, you lucky over there. Like here, like I pay $750 plus electric, so I know when I get a new place, I'm going to be paying about a good 1,000. So I'm not going to get nothing cheap like this no more. But you know, it's just something, you know, I got to do, because, you know, like I said, I'm looking for a husband, but you know, he ain't nowhere to be seen.
Okay. Let's talk about that then. So the love life side of it now. So what's happening? So
Nothing.
nothing's happening.
Nothing. You know, I'm celibate. I'm honest about that. You
Mhm.
know, and to keep myself, you know, from not being a whole bag. You know, I keep a ring on my finger saying I am enough.
Fair
So,
enough.
you know, I don't care how sexy you is. You know, I don't care if you Drake or Michael B. Jordan. You ain't getting these panties, okay? You know, you want to put in some work, my boy. Like, you know, I mean, because I'm simple. I'm not no. I need a Birkin bag. I need to be flown out. Like, I like amusement parks. I like arcades. You know, we can go eat a hot dog and take a walk on a pier. You know, shit like that. Like, I'm simple. I'm not really like the flossy type. Like, which is crazy because I haven't been on a date in like almost a year and a half, and it's like, how many thirst traps do I have on TikTok?
So, I mean, is there any sort of is there any sort of plan to find this nice man, this man that you're looking for?
I
Is there a plan?
mean, I don't know because my plan is I'm just trying to go out this summer. You know, I don't really travel that much. So, but if I do, I may go visit some friends in some different spots. But just go out and be more, sociable. I really am not that much of a sociable. I'm a homebody. I like to be in the house, but I have to go out because he ain't gonna knock on my door. Unless, God bringing them to my door and be like, here he at. But I don't think that's going to happen. So that's what I'm going to have to do.
hmm Yeah, I mean, it is tough sometimes to find, sometimes to find the right relationship. It is tough. It's not easy anymore, It's like, especially in this day and age, it's like, oh Lord, you got older, you got guys our age, you got your age now, thinking, they can do a lot better. They can go get younger girls and blah blah blah, and
But is that really like what you want? Like, I just feel like a lot of guys nowadays, because I mean, my co-host likes to calls me the grand marshal of the pussy, because I feel like I try to tell women like, do not give no cookie, because you think a dude may be a nice guy, and as soon as you give him the cookie, he starts showing his true colors, and then you be like, really? Like, is it really that deep? Like, you got a lot of gay pussy now, because a lot of dudes out here do that.
Yeah, it's a tough one though, because as guys, I'm gonna be honest, when we're single, as guys, that's what we want. We want to get, obviously we meet someone nice and we want to get our hands on the coochie. That is what ultimately we're after, we're after the coochie. If we like you enough, we're gonna do enough work or whatever, and sucking up, being the nice guy sort of things. Probably the worst kind of guy is the friend zone guy, the guy that hides in the friend zone and just waits for you on one of those lonely nights. I'm so sad. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna come round, go with a bottle of wine or something, and he comes round, and then boom, that's the moment he's been waiting for. Pounces on you.
Yeah, but I just don't think no one's really like looking for like forever anymore. Like marriage, a lot of guys nowadays and women, they don't want marriage. They got the whole thing now. Everybody wants to be poly, or they want to have open marriages. That's not my cup of tea. I don't rock that way. So
So you're not interested in moving with the times, then,
no, I'm old school. I'm 39. I'm not a spring chicken. My thing is, if you feel like that's for you, and I feel like that's what it was with my ex. We wanted different things. I wanted monogamy. He wanted to be a lying, cheating ass whore. So it's like I was like, go on ahead and have fun with your poly lifestyle, my friend. Chuck the deuces. But it's weird because like I do feel like he did put a spell on me. He was like, if I can't have you, nobody can, because my money is funny and my love life. Like, I should have been wifed up by now because I'm the shit and I know I'm the shit. So it's just weird because it's like I'm confident, I'm smart, I'm nurturing. So it's like, what's the issue? You can't just control me. And I think that's what it is with a lot of guys out here. They want a sense of control, and I'm not doing that. Now, if you want to be a team player, you want to build together, we could do that. And then also, I guess a lot of people think I'm a cheater too. I have been told by some guys that I give off side chick vibes.
Okay.
I don't even know what the fuck that means, but okay. Thanks.
So do you have a lot of male friends then, would you say?
I don't have a lot of male friends. The only male friend I really have is my co-host, and I know him for 15 years. Okay. I do not have. They just think because guys may comment on my TikTok, they comment. Like, I don't really have dudes, and I don't have no hoes. Not a one. I don't have anyone I can call on a late night if I wanted to. It's that.
Really, I can't imagine that.
I know, but it's true. I mean,
wow.
I really don't. But it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I got some dudes I probably could like DM because I
Yeah.
could be me's if I wanted to, but that's just not who I am. Like
Mhm.
I know I'm wife material. Now some women out here be like, oh, I know for a fact what kind of woman I am, and I always know what kind of life I wanted. I grew up in a family where women kind of settle. And they settle for a man just to take care of them or, pay bills or just to flaunt, like, I got a man, I've been married, but it's like, well, what kind of husband have you had? Because I mean, like my mom, she been married twice, but the men she picked was not the greatest men. So I refuse to settle. So if I feel like somebody trying to make me settle for the bare minimum, I'm not doing it.
Okay, you mentioned settling for that. You mentioned settling. To explain, tell me your ideal man. What does a man have to have? Let's start with that. What does this man have to be? What does he have to earn?
Well,
What? Let's
well,
break let's break this guy down so we know you can find
Well,
the same.
honestly, I do have a TikTok crush. I don't know. I feel like we could probably like mesh well together because we're both kind of like TikTok famous.
Mhm.
And the only thing is he's on the West Coast and I'm here on the East. And he's younger, but I know for a fact he got his head on right.
Okay.
So I watched him enough to know, like, and he intrigues me a little bit, but I don't know because there's no way to find out if I know he's single,
Mhm.
but my ideal guy for real, be respectful. Don't. I mean, everybody has flaws. Nobody's perfect out here.
What's it?
I
Let's build a man. Let's build a man. So how tall does this guy have to be?
Well, I'm 5'2", so I don't need him to be that tall. I mean, he could be like 5'7" and up at the
Okay,
most.
five. Okay, five
Five
seven.
seven, 5'7" to 6 foot at the most. I don't want you too tall now, because in the bedroom it gets a little complicated.
Okay.
So, he don't have to be like 8 pack or none of that. I like a dude with a little belly,
Mhm.
a little man boob. That don't bother me. As long as you secure and you're
Mhm.
supportive and you understand, like, okay, she's TikTok famous. She's gonna have dudes in her DM, but I know my baby ain't gonna respond because I'm handling what I gotta handle.
Mhm.
I like them to be funny, because I'm funny and a little sarcastic because I'm a little sarcastic too. I want someone like me, like,
Okay.
a male me. But I don't know. I don't think they out there, unfortunately. Have a job. And I
Okay.
would kind of prefer him not to have children because I don't have children. And I don't
Okay.
want, unless you got your stuff under control on that end, because I'm not dealing with the baby mama drama.
Okay. That honestly that's not a great thing either. That's obviously the moment the guy's got a baby mom, that's always gonna be problems, because well, to be fair, if it's locked off and it's closed, it's fine. But some guys like they got their baby mamas and occasionally they're gonna go back and occasionally
Exactly.
they
Exactly.
go spend the night occasionally.
Exactly. Like I do have a friend, I kind of talk to, he's divorced from his wife and they co-parent with their kids. So that's a different situation. And he makes it known, like, that's done. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. One kid maybe at the most, but if you got 3 or 4 or 5, no, I'm not mm-mm.
Okay, okay, okay,
And
okay. All right.
they would have to accept my nieces and nephews because they are really important to me in my life, because I'm like, their second mom and stuff. So and I like to do stuff with the kids, amusement park taking places. So they would have to like them because if my nieces and nephew don't, and that's the thing, one of my nieces didn't like my ex, and I should have really listened to her. And she was like 7 at the time, and I should have been like, I should have listened to you, girl. Yeah, I
Just
should listen. But yeah, it's just simple. Like I don't need the glitz and glamour. Like, if you got yourself together, that's what's up. And if you just support me and be honest and loyal, and you into monogamy, we can chat.
okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Heading towards the end of the show. It's been great chatting with you.
Thank you.
What I like to end with is two questions. We go fire for fire. You can start the questions. You ask me two questions, I ask you two questions. Go one for one.
Okay, are you single?
No.
Okay, you got kids?
Yes.
Okay, how many?
Three.
That's nice. That's nice. Are you happy?
Damn, I think you just ruined. I think you just ruined my social career with that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Good
We're
to
good.
be
We're
happy.
good.
I'm glad that you're happy. At least
No,
you're honest too. You know,
yeah,
some people want to hide all that, and it's like that's not good. But I'm glad you're happy. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
we're good. We're good. Okay. Hmm. Okay, this is a question I ask mostly everyone. Something you know now that you wish you knew 3 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 15 years ago. Something you know
Whew.
now that you wish you knew back in the day.
I know now that long you gotta believe in yourself. If nobody else believe in you, as long as you believe in yourself, that's all that really matters.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Your turn. Last question for you.
Oh, I asked you like three questions.
Go. It's fine.
I don't know what to ask you. How's the weather in the UK?
It's not too bad. I think it's about 20 degrees at the minute. It's not too bad.
Oh wow,
We've had some,
cold.
yeah. It's nothing like what you guys get over there, but but you guys get both. You get the extreme weather, and then you get the like really good weather and stuff.
Yeah, we
So
do. Well, it's
yeah.
summertime here now, so
All right. It has been fantastic. It has been fantastic talking with you. We
thank
are
you.
definitely going to collab again on some other stuff. I do loads of other shows. I'm going to talk to you off air once we end this show. Talk about
Okay.
maybe turning these 900,000 into 900,000. Turning those 900,000 followers into 900,000 pounds.
Fact.
Guys, this is fantastic on TikTok. Make sure you check her out. She's been nice enough to come in and give us a small snippet of her life. She's been very open. Fantastic. I'll leave it with you. You can close my show for me, girl.
Oh well, thanks for coming, guys, and continue to support and be yourself because that's what's going to get you where you want to get.
And the main thing, guys, that are watching, like the motherfucking video.
Fact.
Peace.